The two-act show portrays everything Northwestern students can relate to. Relationships with parents, career uncertainty, performances gone awry, and overcommitment.
Thanks, Lena. What started at the University of South Carolina has since exploded across social media platforms this past month. You might have heard it, you've probably done it yourself. It's the USC Speak Your Mind Challenge. Now, participants record themselves getting drenched by a bucket of water, post it on social media, and nominate others to join.
The Compass Group representing Northwestern began their first day of strikes today, picketing at various dining halls throughout campus. This comes as workers negotiate for fairer contracts, including pension and healthcare benefits.
Northwestern's World Affairs Group hosted their first annual symposium on Thursday. It's centered on concerns about foreign aid programs being cut. Now, the Trump administration stopped funding USAID back in February. The conversation aimed to help students better understand the value of foreign aid.
With over 200 student attendees this year, conference organizers say they look forward to scaling the event to include more nonprofits and startups. This could also mean Northwestern will host next year's panels. One vision for the Sports Management Club: to make events and opportunities like this more accessible to students both inside and outside the club. College students and industry executives are sitting side by side, indulging in food and food for thought at the Chicago Energy Conference last Saturday.
This is going to be a great opportunity.
The inaugural event drawing in students from as far as New York to meet with leaders in the energy and climate spaces.
When I got the email about this conference, it was kind of a no-brainer.
From engineering and policy to business and finance, students heard from leading voices in the energy sector.
We really wanted the day to be filled with, different panels that cater to people from different backgrounds.
Some speakers raising concern about potential reversals of climate initiatives under the Trump administration.
There's a level of fear and destruction that's being wrought by the current administration on so many levels, not just energy, that I think folks at the state level are overwhelmed.
Panelists say tackling energy affordability and innovation should go hand in hand with green energy goals.
It's not a solely climate thing, we're building a new efficient economy thing.
Reducing the carbon footprint is a significant challenge, but Chicago stands as a successful outlier in the Midwest.
Chicago, though, is an exception to that rule. So Chicago is really far ahead of actually decarbonizing.
But the city has yet to harness the energy transition to underserved neighborhoods.
Renters and homeowners, especially in poorer communities around Chicago and the state, how do we bring them into that transition?
With over 200 student attendees this year, conference organizers say they look forward to scaling the event to include more nonprofits and startups. This could also mean Northwestern will host next year's panels, bringing the energy to Evanston. Reporting in Hyde Park, Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network. The atmosphere is electric, literally, with over 1 million square feet of showroom.
It's so big.
Household names from Volkswagen to Ford to Chevy are swapping engines for electricity.
There's been a huge shift in the electrification of vehicles, with many brands saying they're going to go all electric.
Polestar and Rivian, among several EV companies making their showroom debut this year. Go to our Chicago Drives electric track in the back of the hall right now, you'll see that. We have 12 different brands represented on that track. The auto industry going full throttle to make EVs more affordable and accessible. This comes as Illinois aims to roll out 1 million EVs by 2030.
So a lot of our prices are starting from the low 20s all the way up to high 70s.
With transportation being the largest source of CO2 emissions in Illinois, some are stoked at what the shift to green could mean for consumers.
New high-tech, everything is digital, it's connected to the internet, it's connected to the phone. Scan the QR code.
But automakers aren't kicking EVs into high gear just yet. The adoption of full electric vehicles hasn't quite taken off as anticipated. I think a lot of that is due to the infrastructure and charging networks.
You just wonder how many miles they're going to be able to go before you have to charge them up and everything.
Some consumers say hybrids are the way to go.
The hybrid, you can switch to gasoline. You can drive as far as you want, then turn electric.
In between test drives and slick rides, showgoers look forward to new EV technology that's showing no signs of stopping. Reporting in Chicago, Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network. might think it's Sheridan Road, but it's actually Conn Auditorium. The annual WAMU show returned these past 2 weekends to give a satirical take on student life at Northwestern.
It's a passion project for the students. It transcends classwork.
The student-produced show saw 15-time attendee Bobby Brugger reminiscing over alums who made it big in Chicago, Broadway, and beyond.
I'd seen him, and I said to him, I used to see you in the WAMU shows. He said, that was a long time ago.
WAMU has a long and storied history on campus, with the show entering its 94th year, 2 years older than Brugger.
I am 92 years old.
The show is a family tradition for Northwestern alum Terry Trotter, who flew from Arkansas to see the production.
We've been coming up the last few years because my son has been here, so it's been a lot of fun because I went here, my sisters went here.
The two-act show portrays everything Northwestern students can relate to. Relationships with parents, career uncertainty, performances gone awry, and overcommitment.
Definitely at Northwestern, I feel like I'm being pulled in like 1,000 different directions sometimes.
And as someone who very much, I had more strength in humanities and arts than I did in STEM ever, it was really difficult to kind of find that happy medium for me and my parents.
For some alums, it's a chance to bask in the nostalgia of their alma mater.
The final closing song is always such an emotional thing, I think, to folks that have been around for a long time.
Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network. Gravity fears 20-year-old Nathan Shee when he stumbled on a YouTube video during the pandemic of calisthenics athletes doing just that. He threw his hat in the ring.
Those were really interesting to me, and I was kind of like, oh, I kind of want to, get into that stuff.
5 years later, Shee says it's not the competition, but the people he meets that's most fulfilling.
People who are from completely different backgrounds, who have completely different interests with each other. You have people who come from New York, Florida, California.
It's also how he met one of his close friends.
11th grade, that's when I started getting interested in street workout, and we started training together.
But his training hasn't come without challenges.
I ended up tearing 2 ligaments in my left elbow. It's kind of like a permanent damage, but that taught me a lot about actually taking things seriously and not joking around.
With competition on pause, Shee has turned his sights to a new community, Northwestern's Gymnastics Club.
You really get to meet people of all kinds of different levels. You get to help people.
Gymnastics Club President Lily Hoyt has worked closely with Shee to foster an inclusive and welcoming community.
A lot of people who get to that kind of level, they can get really egotistical, but he's not like that at all. And even the members who are just starting out in practice, he's always there helping them.
Others point to his inspiring character, both as an athlete and as a mentor to others.
I think he did a move called a Victorian on 2 of the desks, and I was just like, wow.
He has a very goofy personality, and that makes him so much more approachable.
As he continues to push others to reach their fitness goals, Shee hopes to return to competitions in the near future. Philip Lamb, Northwestern News Network.